and welcome to transmissions from the NX 7062. It is 10 o'clock. It is Monday night, and we are here to chat about Star Trek and the holidays because this is going to be my last show before the holidays next week. Next Monday, believe it or not, is going to be the 22nd, which is only 3 days away from Christmas. So I am sure a lot of people are going to be either traveling, finalizing, running around. Christmas is at a weird time this year because it's on a Thursday. Maybe some people have off. Maybe they're taking the whole week off. My company, we're actually talking about not working the Friday after Christmas, a 4-day weekend. Oh my God, I would love a 4-day weekend because it would be 2 in a row, Christmas and New Year's. Cross your fingers, guys. I would love a 4-day weekend. But yeah, so I figured, you know what? Let's just chit chat about the holidays. I have to make up for last week when I could barely speak 3 words without coughing. Obviously, I am much better now, cross fingers. Not completely, but I think I can get through a show without that you guys having to listen to me cough. I have like the worst cough. I remember in high school, I used to be so embarrassed. You know, like you only get to stay home, you know, when you have a fever, and then the minute you start feeling better, even if you're still coughing, as long as you don't have a fever, you're out the door. And I remember I used to have to sit in class and try not to like hack up a lung. And sometimes it was a little, hey, Chris, good to see you. I guess is Dave skulking around somewhere? He hasn't made himself known yet, but I hope so. So anyway, so we are all here together tonight to talk about fantastic gifts that you may or may not have on your list. But before we do, some really sad news. The last 24 hours, thanks, Chris. I am, trust me, it's when I get sick like that, I am miserable. I am like a miserable patient. So I'm just really glad that the cough is finally starting to subside enough that I can talk without having to stop to catch my breath. Oh, he's in lurk mode. Dave, stop lurking. Join the conversation. Me and Chris want to talk to you too. So a couple things. First thing, a really cool thing. My really good friend Evan, who we actually became friends because of Star Trek. We met at a New Year's Eve party. We had mutual friends. We both went to this New Year's Eve party like 1,012 years ago. It had to have been like 86 and 87, something like that. And I just remember sitting down, and I don't even know how we got on the topic, but Evan and I just ended up in a conversation, and somehow we ended up talking about Star Trek, literally. And that kind of cemented our friendship. We have been friends ever since. I think he's popped in here like once. But anyway, today is Evan's birthday. So big shout out. Happy birthday, Evan. I hope you have a fantastic day. I actually texted him. He didn't text me back. But anyway, I wanted to publicly acknowledge my friend Evan's birthday today. But then on some sadder notes, I'm sure, unless you guys haven't been paying much attention to the news, very sad about Rob Reiner and his wife. They were found stabbed. I think their daughter found them. That was like the last thing that I saw. Tragic. Rob Reiner. Some of you remember him as Meathead from All in the Family. But after this in front of the camera stuff, he stepped behind the camera. He bought us some absolutely amazing movies. Hi, Ed. Hi, Ed. Good to see you. He brought us some amazing movies. Misery, I love. Princess Bride. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. Every time I see Mandy Patinkin, that's what runs through my head. I actually saw him once on a set. I did background for was it Homeland? And I was in a crowd and I was standing in the crowd and he got out of the SUV and I had to control myself from yelling that because he said he actually doesn't mind doing it for people when he bumps into them in public. But that was Rob Reiner. He directed that. But he also has a very, very close Star Trek connection because he directed Will Wheaton among other young actors like Corey Haim and Kiefer Sutherland. It's been a million years since I've seen this movie. Stand By Me. Hey, Dave, thanks for sneaking out of the lurk mode. He directed Stand By Me with a very young Will Wheaton. So that's Rob's Star Trek link. But I mean, besides that, he was also the son of Carl Reiner, who was responsible for the Dick Van Dyke Show. Dick Van Dyke, who just turned 100 on the 13th. So we were celebrating Dick Van Dyke. Now we are mourning Rob Reiner, who had a very obviously close connection with Dick Van Dyke. I was watching an interview, believe it or not, Howard Stern, and I'm not a huge Howard Stern fan, but Howard Stern was posted with Rob Reiner and talking about being on the set while they were taping the Dick Van Dyke show. But not only that, right after that, this morning we also found out that Anthony Geary passed away, who has had complications with a surgery. For those of you that didn't grow up in the 80s, Anthony Geary, Luke of Luke and Laura on General Hospital, also passed away. He also has, he has two Star Trek connections. The Laura half of Luke and Laura is Jeannie Francis, who is married to Jonathan Frakes. But as well, Anthony Montgomery, the guy right behind me. Anthony Montgomery actually was on General Hospital for a while. So, like I said, 6 degrees of separation, but it was really sad. It was really sad to hear about both of those today. I didn't even watch. I still am. I'm a Days of Our Lives girl. I never actually really got into the Luke and Laura thing. Never really watched General Hospital, but of course, it's just sad. He was an icon. He was an icon of daytime TV. Rob Reiner, just an icon of Hollywood across the board. So just had to make those acknowledgments tonight on the show, since that all happened within like the last 24 hours. But now on to happier things, because now we're going to talk about, what Dave said. What Dave said. Welcome to the show, and don't forget, give me that thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I got into Days of Our Lives because of my mom. Before my kindergartens were half days. So, and days was always at 1:00 when I was growing up. So if I was eating lunch before I caught the bus, we were watching Days of Our Lives together. So that's how I got into Days of Our Lives. I've watched it. So that was, I've watched it since I was 5 years old. So, and my mom watched it even before then. So huge Days of Our Lives fan. And Days of Our Lives actually has some Star Trek connections. And I almost forgot. I can't believe I almost forgot this. I just found this out today. I am beyond thrilled to talk about this. There is a movie coming out called Song Sung Blue that stars Hugh Jackman. It is about a couple that, it's a true story based on a couple that put together a Neil Diamond tribute show. And Hugh Jackman is playing the guy that is the Neil Diamond impersonator, I guess you could say. And oh my God, they grew his hair out. It's a great look. But I just found out today because he posted on Facebook, Darius Rose, aka Jackie Cox, the most fabulous Star Trek drag queen that I have had the privilege to know over the last few years. They are in Song Sung Blue, and I am so excited. Hello, Jean. Long time no see. So glad you could join us. Jackie Cox, aka Darius Rose, is going to be in Song Sung Blue, and I am over the moon. They're playing Babs. I don't know if that means that they're doing it in drag, or Darius is Darius, or maybe Darius and Jackie are both going to be in it. I don't know. I have plans to see it on Christmas. So when we come back from the holidays, I will definitely have a review. But congratulations, huge congratulations to the one and only Jackie Cox. Love you so much, girl. I remember she was my gateway into drag shows. She does a fantastic Star Trek drag show. She has hosted things for Paramount when they were doing live events for Star Trek Day at the Sklar. Jackie's done that. She made it to the top 5 of, I think it was season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race. She is an amazing talent. And she was also on Days of Our Lives. So I am I'm getting so excited now. I'm going to cough again. But yeah, I could not be happier for Jackie. Congratulations. Can't wait to see you, girl, in that show. And I can't wait to see Hugh Jackman. Believe it or not, I've never seen The Greatest Showman. I've never seen him sing in anything. So I'm really excited to go and see Hugh. And I love Neil Diamond. So it is now time to talk about the holidays in Star Trek. I mean, I know that there are like Star Trek ugly sweaters out there. Ugly sweaters never interested me. I know they're fun and everything, but they've never interested me. But the one thing on my holiday list, and I will let you know whether or not I get it after we come back after the break, is the Star Trek bomber jacket as seen on StarTrek.com. And the Star Trek shop has been running these absolutely amazing specials, like 30% off, 35% off. So seriously, if you've got somebody that you want to help save a little bit of money, send them the code and just tell them to go shopping for you there. Just tell them to go shopping for you there. It's like, give somebody a code. That's what I did. I literally, I sent my mom the codes. I'm like, this is the jacket I want. Here's the code. Go use it. Seriously, there's no harm in helping your friend, helping somebody that's holiday shopping for you save a little bit of money, right? Might help them. And look, I just noticed this. Look at this. There is actually an Enterprise themed hat on the front page of the Star Trek shop. Like literally right there. What the heck? How cool is that? Since when have they actually acknowledged Enterprise like that, right? But no, let me show you what's on my list. It's actually also on the front page of the site. This is it. It is the Star Trek bomber jacket. How cool is that jacket? It's blue. It's blue and yellow. It's got the Enterprise pin on one side. It's got the NX on this. And then you guys have got to see the back. The back is awesome. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. Yep, now you're seeing all the close-ups. This is the only thing, I mean, seriously, the deltas weren't a thing yet, but I can forgive that because it's on the inside. But look, you got the 2 arm patches. You've got the NX Project patch on the front. I've got my Star Wars stuff playing, I know. And what else? Oh, you guys see the back, and this is the back. Semper Exploro. That's just like the coolest. That is like the coolest jacket. I literally only thing on my list was that jacket. Literally, only thing on my list was that jacket. Oh, but I did buy myself. There's this other cool site called Kitsch, KITSCH, that I literally stumbled upon. This is for the girls on your list. This is a lot of hair stuff, but this is a giant satin scrunchie that's Star Wars. This one has stormtroopers and stuff all over it. The other one I got has R2D2. All right, my phone's making too much noise. I don't know about you guys, but it's distracting me. My problem with my phone is I mute it for work and then totally forget to unmute it, and then I have to mute it again for tonight. Okay, we're muted. Anyway, so I got this. There's another one that has R2D2 and C-3PO on it. I got a black hair clip with Darth Vader on it, and then I got these other things that you kind of twist up, and if you wear them in your hair overnight, you curl your hair. Total girl stuff, but if you've got a girl Star Wars fan on your list, these are perfect. I always put my hair up when I sleep. These are perfect to put your hair up. And how cute is this look? I mean, seriously, it's my hat from my site, but how cute is this look? Seriously, with my hair all scrunchied. So I have no problem buying gifts for myself. I am terrible. Half the time I'm Black Friday shopping for me. And then if I run across something for a gift that I need to get, I get it. But so Kitsch is something new that I discovered. Obviously, we all know about going to StarTrek.com and shopping, but they're actually, I guess because Enterprise is about to hit the big 2.5, they're finally acknowledging it when it comes to merch. So just be on the lookout for some Star Trek merch. I know Dave and I have talked about that jacket. That jacket is just so cool. And I don't have like a wintry Star Trek jacket. I have like a sweat. I have like a sweat jacket kind of deal from like a collegiate style sweat jacket that I've got from Creation. I've got the basic hoodie sweat jackets, the one that says Enterprise, property of Enterprise NX-01. But I don't have anything to wear for colder weather. or anything that's got kind of like that satiny finish. So I'm really excited. So I'm hoping for the bomber jacket. That would be really cool. Oh, almost forgot. Happy Hanukkah. Tonight is the second night of Hanukkah. So everybody that is out there celebrating Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I was waiting for you to chime in. As for those of you that don't know, which I'm sure there aren't very many of you out there that don't, um, as the Adam, hey Joel, welcome. As the Adam Sandler song says, you can spin the dreidel with Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. They are both Jewish, so Leonard Nimoy, Bill Shatner, are out celebrating with their families. I'm sure, or their families are celebrating, I should say. Adam, etc., are celebrating. But yeah, so it's one of my favorite. I love the Adam Sandler song, Hanukkah songs. And the first time I heard the whole thing about spin the dreidel with Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock, I was like, that is so cute how he worked that in there. So, what are you guys hoping for? Do you guys have anything on your Star Trek wish lists? I mean, I know Hallmark always comes out with those amazing ornaments. I actually have two of these in my collection, because I've got this.
Take her out, Mr. Mayweather. Straight and steady.
Oh, wow. Captain Archer's in good voice tonight.
Starfleet seems to think that we're ready to begin our mission.
This is the Hallmark NX-01 ornament. Found it on eBay. I actually found two of them on eBay. I had one on display downstairs, and then I brought it up here for show and tell, and then I just couldn't bear to take it off my desk. But I really liked having one downstairs, so I now actually have two. I have the one that sits up here on my desk, and I have one that sits downstairs on display. The other thing I have two of, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them both. The other thing I have two of is I do have the Trip Tucker Hallmark ornament. Oh, that's amazing, Joel! Congratulations. Yeah, I think that's on the that's something you can get directly from the Star Trek shop, right? Right, I think. But oh, that's a cute Quarks mug. All right, I have to stop looking at the Star Trek site. I just saw a cute coffee mug. All right, what does Jean want? I want a Defiant model kit, but it's way too expensive for my blood, and the shipping is murder since I'm in Canada. Oh, that sucks. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, yeah. I haven't decided what I'm doing with this. I won this in Las Vegas. I won a Deep Space Nine Rio Grande runabout. Oh, I love it. And you use the emojis. All right, we're gonna post that. Thanks, Dave. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with this yet. And that's the other thing. I have two Trip Tucker ornaments. I don't do a trade. And I have two Trip Tucker ornaments. What happened was I found one a while ago at a convention. Oh my god, that's so cool, Jean. That is so cool. Yeah, I tried building models once. It was Darth Vader's TIE fighter. Never again. I don't have the patience, the hand-eye coordination, or any of it. And I have it, and I finished it, but now it's falling apart. Probably because I moved so many times, and as carefully as I tried to pack it, it just kept falling apart. So I found a Trip Tucker ornament a while ago. So I've had it for a while. And then back when I was doing the conventions with Lambda Quadrant, Randy and Nikki went to an estate sale because they had heard that there was some Star Trek stuff that was going to be there. And they bought everybody in Lambda Quadrant a little present, and they found another one. Oh, Jean, I am so sorry. My friend Evan, I was talking about at the top of the podcast because it's his birthday. He went away on a family vacation and came back to a flooded basement and lost a majority of his comic book collection. And he has spent years rebuilding it. So I know from experience, from his experience, how much that hurts when you lose something that precious. So I had this second ornament, but now I'm in Las Vegas at a Star Trek convention. So I went over to Connor and I showed it to him and he signed it. So now I've got one signed and one unsigned. So the question is, do I keep both of them since I don't put anything on a tree? I don't do trees. Do I keep them both? Do I sell one? I haven't decided yet. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Con debt instead of model debt. Yeah, like I said, I did it once. I wouldn't do it again. I was just goofing around in Vegas. These guys were asking trivia questions. I got one right. They gave me them. They gave me the model kit, and I brought it home. I can't believe I was actually able to fit it in my suitcase, considering how much stuff I take to Vegas. I can't believe I was actually able to fit it in my suitcase, pack everything else around it, and get it home. But somehow I did, and it's actually because it's a model. It's very lightweight, so it didn't even kill the weight, the baggage weight. Thankfully, this time around, I kept my bag under 50 pounds when I went out there. Let's see. Joel has a bunch of HeroClix ships I got for much cheaper than Eaglemoss. I have one Eaglemoss. I have of course it's an NX-01 Eaglemoss that I got Anthony Montgomery to sign. I'm really glad I got it now. I don't it's just cool. I don't collect ships of the line. I don't, but I'm an Enterprise fan, so I collect. If there's something cool Enterprise, then yes, I want it. So it was ever going to be the only Eaglemoss I ever had was going to be this, and I have it, and now it's signed. So, but I've got, like I showed you, that ornament, but then also the other thing that I found online, that I bought is a little ISS Enterprise. It's much smaller than the ornament, but it's still really cool. And I've said this before. I love and you can't see it because it's yellow. Maybe I love the racing. I call them racing stripes, but I love the little lightning bolts, racing stripes. Oh, we haven't done this in a little while. Oh, hi. He's a big sniffer. This is what he does. He always checks me out by sniffing my face. Yes, it's mommy. So this is LeBeau, everybody. If you guys haven't, if anybody hasn't met him yet, this is my baby. Frozen. What's frozen? Am I frozen, John? Because I think I'm doing all right. Thanks, Joel. Yes, Joel says hi, puppy. Okay. Oh, the chat froze. Rude. What's Elsa doing? Elsa should be doing other things besides freezing my chat. But that's my only Disney joke I've got. Yeah, it's rare that he asks for up. Usually when I'm working, this is my office. Usually when I'm working, he's just snoozing the afternoon away. Oh wow, sorry. Well, I'm glad we got unstuck. That's the thing. If I get stuck, I don't know. I will sit here and yap for 20 minutes and not realize that everybody else is just sitting there staring at my frozen picture. Chris and Dave both say hi too, LeBeau. Oh, my big boy. But we've already done the 6 degrees of separation from Hogan's Heroes, but that's who the puppy's named after. He's named after Robert Cleary's character in Hogan's Heroes, Louis LeBeau. Oh, let's see what Ed's model confession is. Only once went a little crazy on Master Replicas Eaglemoss. I did get the extra large NX-01 and Delta Flyer. That is very cool. That is really cool. And I know I've mentioned this on previous podcasts. I don't. My friend Marty, who lives up in New York City, sent me an entire box of really cool Enterprise stuff and Star Trek stuff that he had. I have, and one of these days I'll bring it. Maybe I'll take it out of the box and maybe one of these days I'll take it out of the box and put the battery back in and get it a battery. But I have the Enterprise, like the one that talks, like you press the button and it talks. He sent that to me. So I have a Giant NX01. I also have a life size. I think is it Trip or Archer? Might be Archer. I remember he sent me one of those larger action figures. I don't know where to put them, so they're kind of just sitting in the box. But yeah, Marty sent that to me. I don't know, God, maybe a year or two ago, and he also sent me a Spock. So I have some really cool stuff that Marty sent me. The problem is when you do things like go to Vegas and then you find these things and you can't send them home because the shipping is prohibitive, or you can't pack it and you don't want to ship it. That happened to me when I went to the first creation San Francisco. Somebody had a really cool NX01 that I really, really wanted, and I just couldn't figure out a way to get it from San Francisco to home because I was literally only there for the weekend. So I only had my carry-on luggage. So I really didn't have any place to put it. No, I do not have the Star Trek Enterprise phone. That I should get that. That would be cool. You know what I did get, and this is completely off topic, but now that he said that, oh, okay, Ed. Yeah, you'll keep it for me in a very safe place, safe and secure somewhere on a shelf, and you can send me pictures. I see you, Ed. When I first moved here into this house, I still do. I wanted a landline, and I found this really cute phone that Conair made that they called the Metropolis, that looked like the phone from the 50s, and they called it Metropolis. And I'm like, I have to have this phone because it reminds me of the old Superman episodes, because they were calling it Metropolis and it looked like an old phone from the 50s. And then I think it stopped working. It was a Conair phone. It's not like it was made to last. It's shoved in a closet somewhere, but it was so cool. It's like you picked it up with cord, and I felt like Lois Lane talking on the phone. Let's see. What is Chris saying? It sounds like a lot of companies other than Nacelle are losing their licensing because of the cost of renewing. Yeah, I saw something about that too. There was a post on one of the Star Trek Facebook pages about an artist. They were doing original Star Trek artwork, but Paramount has raised the licensing fees. So they had to, I think they said they raised the licensing fees like 2,000% or something horrible like that. So this artist had to let the license go. So after the end of the year, they're not going to be able to produce any more original artwork. Yeah, Joel, exactly. There we go. The great painter. 2,000%. Well, I think they blamed it on the cost of they're working on another acquisition. So I don't know, maybe when the dust settles and Paramount is on more solid footing. Oh no, seriously? That sucks. I love their stuff. I love Hero Within. That sucks. Okay, hold on. Jean, I want the old dial phone red so I can say it's the bat phone. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. I would do that too. Get a bat phone. Absolutely. And it doesn't ring, it lights up and beeps. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Or somebody could make one for you. It wouldn't surprise me if somebody could put one together. I know a couple people that, between a 3D printer and just tech savvy people, somebody could make a bat phone. I have absolutely no doubts about that at all. In fact, Randy probably could. My buddy Randy from Lambda Quadrant probably could, if he was so inclined. But I mean, he is one of the busiest people I know. But I bet you, if he was so inclined, he could sit down and make a bat phone. Wow, I hadn't heard about Hero Within. That sucks. I'm hoping that they realize. I'm hoping this is only temporary. I hope that it really is a financial thing, but raising it 2,000%, it does sound more like they're cleaning house and they just want people to stop paying for the licenses and they want to bring everything in house for some reason, which is ridiculous. Because, I mean, let's face it, the fan artwork and what the fans do helps keep the spirit alive. You know, like the fan films, when there was a desert between Enterprise and Discovery, and you got the movies, but you didn't really have anything regular, and all these amazing fan run projects were coming out. It helped keep the spirit and the spark alive, and now Paramount's turning around and killing it. Oh yeah, see, there you go, Sean. Um, if she's doing anything licensed, probably. I mean, any artist that's paying for licenses, it sounds like unless if you're like a personal run, kind of deal, you might be in trouble depending on what she does. I mean, I know Jenny's an artist. It all just depends on what she does. I mean, the basic copyright laws are if you change something 30%, then you're not in any sort of license file, not licensing violations. Um, so it just depends on what her artwork is and whether or not she has a license. Yeah, exactly. Um, but that's why my logo works. That's why I can't get in trouble for my logo, even though it's inspired very much by the Enterprise patch. And I mean, that goes without saying. I have no problem with that. It's inspired by the Enterprise patch. It's right there. But I took out the entire ship, took out the words Enterprise, put the microphone in, changed the verbiage from Enterprise to NX7062. That was enough. Paramount can't come after me. So it depends on what you do. It really does. But it's a very fine line that you have to be careful about. Oh, Sean, are you leaving? All right, absolutely. Absolutely. Be safe, Sean. Hopefully we'll catch you soon. I'm off the next 2 weeks, but have a great new year and hopefully we'll see you on the other side. Yeah, exactly. You never know. You never know. I know when Creation had their license with Paramount, what you could sell was limited because they also had to run within the confines of the Paramount licensing. Because they were licensed, they couldn't let in anything that would run afoul of Paramount's licensing. Now that they're not licensed, they can let in they have a little more wiggle room. So Merry Christmas, Sean. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. Jenny is a great human. I finally got to meet her face to face in Vegas, and she's an absolutely fantastic human being. Okay, hold on. There you go, baby. He won't jump down by himself because he can't see, but I could tell he was ready to get down. Why don't you go lay down? Go put your kepi down. Go lay down. So, okay, now that the chat is unfrozen, you guys have to let me know. Is there anything on your Star Trek wish lists? I showed you mine. Time for you to tell me yours. Do you have anything on your Star Trek wish lists for the holidays that you are hoping to get? I know Dave is thinking the jacket. We could be jacket twinsies, except it's not a Vegas jacket. We'd have to go somewhere where it's cold, and we could be jacket twinsies because that jacket's not coming to Vegas. I only wear I have this sweat jacket that is sort of looks it came from China. I was trying to get it in time for the Star Trek cruise and it didn't show up. But it's kind of like the tops of their uniforms. It's got the piping. It's got the piping on it and it's got a hoodie and it's white inside. And when you zip it up, it looks like the top of the uniform. It's really cute. It's really cute. I like it. But that's usually what I take to Vegas with me. That's about as warm weather as I get, or cold. Yeah, that's in case it gets cold at night. That's all I usually bring to Vegas is one sweat jacket. So Dave, if you get that jacket, you and I will have to find someplace cold, and we can be jacket twinsies if I get it. Come on, okay. The Clear Voyager model on my wish list, one of the last kits I need to build and light. That's on my list, and I might be getting it. Well, I hope that you do. That sounds really cool, and then you can send us pictures when you build it. Because I would love to see that. Legos. See, Legos I might consider getting. Like, Legos, except for the fact that I've got so many animals, somebody would eat it, the cats would be playing with it, I'd probably lose all the pieces. But I might consider doing, like, a Lego kit. I might consider doing a Lego kit. Legos would be cool. I used to love Legos when I was a kid. I used to love the little Lego people. Pull their heads off, put the little hats on them. So I would consider Lego. But definitely not a sit down and glue me and paint me thing. And all I had to do was paint it black. I just had to paint the solar panels black, and I still messed it up. Oh, that's historical. Jacket Twin Powers activate. Wouldn't that be cool? And then we could, like, just beam different places. Like, I don't need to form into an animal and have Dave, like, turn into a puddle. I just like to beam somewhere. That would be cool. Oh, by the way, since you brought that up, and because I like playing 6 Degrees of Separation, the guy that did the voice of Zan in the Wonder Twins, that's Michael Bell. Michael Bell played Groppler Zorn in Encounter at Farpoint. Super friends to Star Trek in one move. Michael Bell played Groppler Zorn in Star Trek. I met him at a Hollywood show, and he disappeared before I could get him my contact information, but I really want to have him on the show. He's done so many cool voices. Oh, that's very cool, Joel. That's very cool. We're doing, like, Next Generation for the Next Generation. I love it. That's a great gift. That is a very cool gift. Absolutely. You gotta keep it going. You gotta keep it running down to the Next Generation. I got my neighborhood kids into Batman 66 when I used to babysit them. Because I could, and because they loved me and they loved Batman 66. And when you're a kid, are you kidding? Batman 66, even now, is perfect for little kids with all of those primary colors and the bop bang stuff that comes up on the screen. It's still perfect for little kids. Yeah. Yeah. I knew it. I knew it when I heard him. There's something about Zan's voice that always stuck with me. So the first time I saw Groppler Zorn, I'm like, oh my God, that's the voice of Zan. Like, I was just like, that's the voice of Zan. And I was right. Before I even knew his name was Michael Bell. Michael Bell was also in an episode of MASH. That I like. Well, I love MASH. I don't like all the episodes, but he was in an episode of MASH that was actually just on. Margaret Houlihan punched him out. I actually talked to him about that when I saw him at the Hollywood show. I said, yeah. So I loved you in MASH. Margaret decked you. He was like, yeah. But yeah, so Michael Bell's been around. He's one of those voices that you just recognize. So, all right. So we know what Dave wants. What else? Do you guys have anything on your Star Trek wish lists for the holidays? Like I said, I'm going to go see, I get to go see Jackie Cox in a movie on the big screen. I'm really excited about that. So I'm really excited about that. And the jacket. And, if you wanted to get yourself something, going to my store and grabbing an NX7062 hat would be a nice gift to give yourself, right? Just for the heck of it. Hold on, where is it? Notes. What the heck? Looks like there's anything. There it is. That's my store. That's my store code in case anybody wants to give themselves the gift of podcast merch. Plus, I have really cool merch, and it is all really high quality. The t-shirts are fabulous. If you were in the market for a comfy shirt, even if it's something you just want to knock around in or sleep in, like, I sleep in my own shirts because they're so darn comfortable. I love my shirts. Am I pointing? Nope. There we go. That's direction. That's the QR code for the store if you want to gift yourself something. Or if you know a fan of my show that should be wearing something. What the heck, right? Okay, guys, listen. You see, the cough is still trying to creep in. It is still trying to creep in. So, I think we're just going to wrap it up. Unless you guys want to... Last call for cool Star Trek themed gifts. Joel is awesome. Joel bought himself something, and he's getting his nephews one. That is awesome. And Legos are always a great gift for little kids. Let's see what Joel has to say. Hurry up. Lots of voice actors in Trek is that the OG voice of Starscream and Cobra Commander was the original Pac-Led captain. I did not know that. And I know somebody that absolutely I love Transformers. I love Transformers. And I used to watch G.I. Joe all the time too. So that's very cool. That is very cool. Yeah, voice acting is awesome. I think voice acting is just so cool. I mean, Seth MacFarlane to me is like the pinnacle of voice acting. There's a really great Graham Norton interview that he did, where he's talking about where he gets the inspiration for his characters, but then at the end, and talking about, he does so many voices. Does he do them? Does he do one character's lines and then another, or does he actually have conversations with himself? And then Graham Norton's like, "Hey, Roy, happy holidays! Thanks for popping in. Hurry up, tell us what you want Star Trek wise for the holidays, because we're just about to wrap up." So Graham Norton goes, "Do the Cool Whip thing," and Seth goes, "What?" And goes, "Do Cool Whip." Seth MacFarlane sat on Graham Norton's couch and had the Cool Whip conversation between Stewie and Brian, because Stewie says Cool Whip. And it's this whole big thing where Brian's like, "Why are you saying it that way?" And you watch him flip back and forth and have a conversation with himself as Stewie and Brian. That was hysterical. I thought that was absolutely hysterical. And Seth is just so... he is on my bucket list. I know enough people that know him. One of these days, I swear to God, I need to meet Seth MacFarlane. One of these days. Most Trek theme stuff is merch from podcasters. I thought that's very cool, Chris. Absolutely support the podcasts that you love. So I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. I still need to get a decon chamber or something. I don't have anything from the decon chamber yet. So definitely gonna have to do that. But I love my merch. I want season 5 of Enterprise for Christmas. This is why when I first met Roy, his nickname was Enterprise. That would be awesome. There has to be a way. I don't care if it's animated. I don't care if it's claymation at this point. Somebody needs to give us this. I can't argue with that. I absolutely can't argue with that. Hey, Roy, I'm going to be up. Not that I don't come to State College whenever I can. I am going to be up in your neck of the woods the end of February. February 28th and March 1st is the Happy Valley Comic Con. And I am going to be there with the one and only Tracy Coco. So, and I'm going to get a chance to show Tracy around State College. I'm really excited. And I told the convention organizers, I'm like, I will go get her at the airport. I don't have a problem. I'm like, trust me. I'm like, State College is my jammy jam. Yep, exactly. Who can argue with that? In fact, okay, this is just between me and Roy. Last night, I had dinner with my family, including my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law started talking about Sheetz, which is basically Wawa's main competition in the Northeast. And my brother-in-law is trying to explain Sheetz to me. And my mom's like, yes, bar tour. All right, bar tour. There we go. Is the first still a thing? I remember the first. I remember the Rathskeller. That other one that changed his hands like left and right. We could totally take Tracy to Chumley's. Is Chumley's still there? We have to take Tracy to Chumley's. She'll have a fantastic time. There you go. It's on. We're gonna do a bar tour. You, me, and Tracy. Yeah, but Roy, my brother-in-law was trying to explain Sheetz to me. My mom even butted in, and she's like, she's from Sheetz country. She lived there for 10 years. Oh, Dave, you are awesome. This is why I keep Dave around. Oh, then we definitely have to go to the first. Yes, because Sheetz is there to be loved. Anybody in the Northeast, or the South, Sheetz kind of does this thing where it's like in the Northeast, and then it sort of skips New Jersey for the most part, and kind of curves around and then shows up again in Virginia. Like, literally, that's what it does. Like, we don't have any in Jersey. It just kind of goes and skips New Jersey. But Sheetz is finally coming to New Jersey, according to my brother-in-law. And for some reason, he seems to be up on all this stuff. And I can't wait because Sheetz is better than I love Wawa. I mean, they could possibly kick me out of South Jersey for saying this, but Sheetz is better. Yeah, see, the one thing I loved about the Wawas in Florida is that they had alcohol. You cannot sell alcohol in a convenience store in New Jersey yet. So I always thought it was cool that you could go into a Wawa and buy alcohol. That was the cool thing about Florida. But Sheetz has beer caves. If you can sell alcohol in a convenience store, Sheetz will do that too. Buck, is that the new one? Is that the new one that's like out on the Benner Pike? I know we're literally having like this total like State College conversation in the middle of my podcast, but you have to tell me, is that the new one that's out on the Benner Pike by 99? Everybody knows what I'm talking about. But no, I love Sheetz. I haven't been in anything else. I haven't been in the new one though. I don't think. Maybe I did poke my head in. Okay. Ed knows what Buc-ee's is. I don't. I feel like I should. But I tell everybody this. I feel like such a nerd. I feel like such a total geek. But the one thing that I absolutely love about Sheetz is their sugar dispenser. Like, they have a little thing that, like, instead of having to, like, count out and rip open packets, you can go up to a little sugar dispenser and tell it how many packets worth of sugar you want. And you get, like, Splenda, Sweet and Low, whatever, and it dumps it into your cup. Oh, okay, because there's that new place. You know there's that other place. There's that other convenience store. You know what I'm talking about that's on the Benner Pike. You know. By the way, I can... Watch this. What I am talking about also has a Star Trek relation because Jonathan Frakes grew up in Bellefonte, and the Benner Pike is the road that connects Bellefonte, Pennsylvania to State College, PA. So there you go. Technically, I'm still talking Star Trek. You gotta do what you gotta do, Ed. I totally get it. I was at shore leave over the summer, and the day I left, I literally drove out of my way to stop at Sheetz so that I could get a hot dog at Sheetz and drive home and say I also got gas. That made sense. But no, I get it. I drove out of my way to do Sheetz. So respect, Ed. Absolutely respect. I totally get it. I totally get it. So now I have to check out Buc-ee's. But now I need... Oh, that is hugely... Listen, especially if it's like a place where you're going to pass it while you're road tripping, that is so important. That is so important. But see, now I'm craving Sheetz. And I think the closest Sheetz are somewhere off the Pennsylvania. There was one in Lancaster, which is where I was. I think that's probably like the closest. Oh, nope, you need to. Next time you're in Harrisburg. Listen, mark it off in your calendar, Ed. Come to State College. If you have family in Harrisburg, State College is only about, depending on how you drive, State College is only about 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours from Harrisburg. But visit your family and then come to the Happy Valley Comic Con. It is it's February 28th and March 1st. In State College, PA. Let me see if I can find their website. Hold on. I'm going to be, like I said, I am going to be there with Tracy. They actually have a really good... They have a really good turnout. I was really impressed. I'm really excited for them. I'm excited for this. Yep, there you go. Escape from Pit. Thank you, Rooters is the place on the Benner Pike. Thank you, Roy. I feel better now. Oh, well, I'm glad you got your Sheetz in Michigan. That's Happy Valley Comic Con. What other? Let's see. They better have Tracy on the website by now. Oh, they've got a CoverGirl model. They've got Tracy. Yep. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. They've got cosplay. Oh, there's a Happy Valley Chewbacca. All right, come just for the Happy Valley Chewbacca. But Roy, like I said, not just the bar tour. I expect to see you at the convention. I hope. But yeah, thanks for that, Rooters. I knew it was a new place, and like I said, I don't remember if I stuck my head in there because I'm such a Sheets girl. I'm such a Sheets girl. But yeah, next time I run into Jonathan Frakes, I'll have to ask him if he likes Sheets or Wawa or 7-Eleven. I don't know what they have out in the West Coast besides 7-Elevens. They have 7-Eleven, they have AMP, they have AMP, which we used to have here, but when the Arco gas stations left, the AMPs left. So we don't have the 7-Eleven and AMP. But I don't know if the West Coast really has like a Sheets, Wawa level store. Yes, he does. He's on a little baby. All right, guys. Well, as we wind down, now that I've started talking about convenience stores, now like I said, like I really want to go to like a Sheets, and I can't. See, and oh, that's right. Oh, right, that's right. I forgot the cruise is literally right after the Star Trek cruise ends. I forgot about that. Sorry, I won't be able to make it up. So guys, as we come to the end of my last show of the year, what I am thankful for is my show. I love it. I needed you guys tonight. I had a really kind of a bad day at work, so I needed this tonight. So thank you all for coming. Whatever it is that you celebrate, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. I hope whatever is on your wish list, whether or not it's Star Trek or not, I hope you get it. I hope you have a fabulous, safe time with your families. I hope you have the best New Year possible. And just be sure to be back here on January 5th, I think is the first Monday of the year. We will all be back together to talk about the new Star Trek, because new Star Trek is coming January 2026. Maybe there'll be some more trailers. Maybe I'll be more excited about Starfleet Academy. Who knows? But, guys, thank you so much, as always, for hanging out with me. I am so grateful for you all. I hope you have a fantastic holiday season, and I will see you on the flip side in 2026. And until then, please don't forget